This is the outcome of the dress I'm going to be sewing in the course of this video. Hello fashion people, for this cutting part, do check the description box for the link for that. Without further ado, let's dive
This
in.
is the front with the lining, and this is the two backs with the lining. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the neck area and turn it by half of an inch, or run like this. I'll sew by half of an inch, and I'll also sew the neck area for the back by half of an inch. After that, I'm going to be turning the side as well by half of an inch with the lining, just like this. So by half of an inch, so by half of an inch. So I'll sew the neckline by half. I'll turn the sides by half. I'll repeat the same thing for the back, the neckline, and the side here by half of an inch. I will do that for this one, the neck and the side by half of an inch. After then, I'm going to be joining their shoulders together by half of an inch, the front and the back, and I will show you what I have short.
Okay, for the lower bodies, I also joined the side by half of an inch and also did the push up for the lower part. This is for the back. So the lower part of the back, the two piece, I sewed it too, and I also sewed the front lower bodies. So I did the push up and I turned the sides by half of an inch. So do the push up, just know it's 1.5 inches that we added to lower parts. So by half of an inch and the remaining 1 inch uses to push it upwards and turn the side by half of an inch. I also did the sewing of the lower part of the sleeves as well. These are the two sleeves. I did the push up. Then I'm going to bring this. As you can see, I've turned the neck area and I joined it by the shoulder. I'm not going to be introducing the lower parts. So I'm going to sew the lower part. This is the front. I'm going to sew, join them by half of an inch. So you see I left a space, just 0.5 inches there. I'm going to use it to, first of all, I'm going to join the main fabric to the upper bodies. The upper bodies with the lining, with the lower bodies, just the main fabric first. After that, I'm going to use the lining piece to cover up the joining area. That is, I'm talking about the lining piece of the lower bodies. So you're going to understand what I'm talking about here. So leaving the lining of the lower bodies, join the main fabric with the upper part and then use it to cover it up. And then I did the same thing for the back. This is the back, and I've gone ahead to attach my sleeves by half of an inch, so it's coming together. So one thing that you can, if you want the structure to be like at the lower bodies, to make it stand just as it is on the model, you can decide to attach your boning before you turn the sides, you get. But I attached my boning after, so you're going to be seeing how I did mine. So you can leave it this way without it having structure, without having the firm structure by the sides of the lower bodies, or you just add it, you get. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it. So I went ahead to sew the sides by remaining inches left. So here I'm attaching my boning at this same allowance. So take notice of the placement of the boning while sewing it, because you want, after sewing, you let the boning stand out, like little bit straight without being curvy. So you have to take note of the waviness of the boning. So that is it. I'm going to just pick up the lining, like the allowances, sew it at the other end of the allowance, and then sew it at the other end of the allowance. And then I'm going to use one piece to cover it up, just as encasing a boning. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'll do my sewing. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, drop your question in the comment section. I will attend to you there. Also turn on notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So at the two ends of the boning, you're going to be using a fabric to cover it up to avoid the pokiness. You know, the end is always rough. So I used a fabric to just cover it up, and I did my sewing at the two ends. I trimmed out the excess. So I'm going to show you how the front side is now. So look at the front, there's no stitch showing at the front because I sewed it on the two sides of my allowance without it showing on the main fabric, like the front part. Now I'm going to wrap this up like this, just as encasing a boning, and I'm then going to sew it down. This is how our gown came out. It came out beautiful. and I'm going to decorate it with the days just as a pop of color. You can design it any way you deem fit. So you don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, remain fabulous. Let me know if there's anything you want me to do in the comment section. Bye bye.